我老几周是很有头脑，还喜欢挣点不少钱。
那现在像这一代的张氏的，都有
张
多少人？
氏的4代不才了，这会不过3代，现在的这几代都没有钱的人，看也没干过什么都没做过。
Hello guys, I'm Fei. Welcome to my channel. We have gotten a taste of the Han people's amazing hospitality at the Yunnan rice terraces. After that, we made our way to Shiping County and Jianshui County in Honghe Prefecture. This is where Han Chinese communities thrive in southern Yunnan, packed with history and dotted with centuries-old architecture and traditional Chinese houses, each hiding stories waiting to be told. In this video, we're gonna explore this prosperous corner of southern Yunnan and hoop on an old-school local train line to dig into the rise and fall of those wealthy merchant families whose fortunes were tied to these railroad tracks. Now we are arriving at the Shiping railway station, and we have booked a ticket from Shiping to Jianshui, right?
No, 坝兴。
坝兴 from Shiping to 坝兴。
同时期的这个，因为云南和越南离得很近，当时法国首先是殖民了越南，后来通过修这个铁轨，最后来到了云南。云南这一块的这种，许多这种车站，老式的车站都是这种风格。可以看到它这个窗户，还有这种石质的这个用的石材弄成的墙，但是它的这个屋顶又有一点中式的风格，像这个叫屋檐吧，屋檐上面的这个瓦当也都是中式的。这个车站非常的古朴，它的这一些墙还有这些门，虽然说是翻新过，但是还是保留了100多年前的样子。
Now I'm standing beside the railway, and as we can see that there's not a lot of people today because the Spring Festival is coming, and a lot of people, they just go back home to celebrate the Spring Festival. And as you can see that is middle gauge railway because the length of this two rail is 1 meters. And this is the railway the train that we are going to take later. The name of this train is Yilonghao. So this old school railroad was built back in 1936 to connect Jianshui, Shiping, Gejiu, and Mengzi. Originally, it was all about hauling tin ore from Gejiu to sell overseas. Here's the kicker: Vietnam was in French control back then, and those guys were all about laying their own tracks, trying to get their hands on Yunnan's mineral wealth. Local merchants were like, "Oh, hell no!" So they pulled their cash to build this line themselves to protect their resources from getting snatched up. But when the tin ore started running dry, the railway kind of faded into obscurity. These days, it's being reborn as this vintage tourist train that is still putting in work. So check this out. They kept that classic 1900s French trains look on the outside, and the interiors are all retro French vibes too, leather seats and ceiling fans. The locomotives being upgraded from old school steam to diesel, but they kept this cool nickname Yilonghao. Officially, it's named after some lake along the route called Yilong Lake. But looking at its funky color scheme and shape, I'm pretty sure they actually named it after a chameleon. I mean, just look at it. As the train whistled blue, it chugged along super slow, just 25 kilometers per hour. For comparison, China's high-speed rail flies by at 300 plus kilometers per hour. It's like one zooming in a car, while the other's just strolling. Turns out they used the skinny 600mm tracks back when they built it. They knew Yunnan's packed with mountains and rugged terrain, so they went with a narrow gauge to handle this crazy mountain terrain. It cut the speed, but it's way more practical. And get this, along the way, the train passes through villages, farm fields, forests, cliffs, and lakes. Sometimes it's practically brushing up against villages' houses or cliff walls. Totally adrenaline pumping. Back in the day, this railway wasn't just for hauling minerals. It was basically a lifeline for the villages along the tracks. They called it a rolling supply depot because it delivered everything from food to tools. A lot of folks even hopped on board to sell their goods in the nearest town. You could tell it meant the world to them. When our train rumbled through, villagers would drop whatever they were doing and stare like they were watching their childhood memories chuck by. These days, everything we ride is getting super fast. Trains, cars, planes, and naturally, life is speeding up like crazy too. But honestly, I gonna love these slow park trains. They let me kick back, soak in the views, like rolling past fields and mountains, and shoot the breeze with other passengers. You'd be surprised how many cool stories people have. After almost 100 years, a bunch of stations along this railway have gone to pot and got deserted. Just this little stretch of the tourist railway is still up and running. There are tens of villages along the tracks, and each one's got that special Yunnan vibe. We just put into one of the stations. The train's gonna hang around here for a bit, so we're gonna hop off and check the place out. Now we are stopping in
First station,
first station is
where
where?
village.
The name of the station is
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, fine. Yeah, and we have 30 minutes to have a rest and take some photos around this village. Oh, it's raining.
我们现在从火车下来，边上是一个小集市，村子里的小集市，看看都有什么。这个是咸菜吧？
咸菜。
这是内脏吧？猪肝。
这个是要么老的是
这
个
连体，
这是啥？
那个猪心，
这
这个猪耳朵，
或者是连体都咱们的是
就直接吃就行呗。
可以，你可以尝一下，就是有点
这个呢？
那个香菇
香菇
啊，
可以一样拼一点嘛？就是我一样来一点，
都可以。
价格都是一样的吗？
嗯，
那我来点这个，
你随便煎嘛，自己煎。
自己加啊。
跟那个手一样的，不煎不在一起。
你那是来旅游啊？
对，
他不回去吗？
啊？
从哪里过来？
从天津过来的。
5块钱，这个。
你就不回去过年了？
我就说不回去过年了。
不回去过年，就在云南这边过。
那刚好你们来这里，我们这里最冷的就
这几天是吗？
对，就这2天了。
这20多年来最冷的。
对，
以前没那么冷。
我怎么没想到？
明天就出太阳了，好像。
总共
16
16块钱。
是的，没想到来云南。
刚好被你们遇上。
对，还想来暖和的地方。
前2天都。
这边像石屏和建水，过年的氛围都挺重的，就是本地人多一些。我们准备去建水，就是下午去建水，然后明天也在建水。
Today is New Year's Eve. The vendor told me that restaurants and next few stops, the train makes are gonna be shut. So I grabbed some snacks here for my lunch today. Right now, only local villagers are running the stalls at this little market. Everyone's rushing to buy veggies, firecrackers, Spring Festival couplets, all that stuff, before the market shuts down. 'Cause afternoon, these vendors gonna head home to cook up that big New Year's Eve dinner and will come in the new year. Well, here is a village around the station, and as you can see that there's a lake.
Big lake.
Yeah, a big lake besides this village. I think the air is really clean and it's really, water clean village.
Breeze.
Fresh air, clean
And the
surroundings.
就是环境特别的干净，是吧？
Yeah.
下的雨就显得特别的清醒。可以看到这个房屋特别有特色，这是他们本地的。然后它的屋檐是那种有弧度的，这种屋檐一般是明代以前的风格。然后它的外墙都是白色的。云南这边，好像是白族吧，白族它是崇尚白色，可能这边的这个民居也受到这个影响，也都是通体是白色的。
It's really beautiful. This village is called Renshou Village. Just like the name says, I bet the old folks living here all live a long time. Off in the distance from the village, there's Yilong Lake, and there are mountains behind it. In Chinese feng shui, they call this facing the water with mountains at the back. It's supposed to be a really lucky layout. The village is super clean. There's this light rain falling from the sky, and I feel like I've just landed in one of those water tanks in southern China. It's so damn comfortable. I'm thinking if I ever get a chance again, I'm gonna come here and hang out for a bit. After we spend some time here, we hook back on a train to keep going. Tomorrow is New Year's Day. This is the last train of the year. To mark the occasion and give us some good wishes, two train attendants sang some folk songs for us. As they were singing, our train just slowly checked off into the distance. As the train kept rolling, we were making our way in Jianshui County. It's this flat area right in the middle of the mountains, perfect for farming. Back in the old days, a whole bunch of Han people moved here and set up roots. They talked and interacted with the local ethnic groups, and that's how this really unique local culture was born. Then we made it to our stay in Jianshui. It's a 5-story country villa, and we live on the 5th floor. We are about to celebrate the 2025 Spring Festival here. When the landlady found out we were gonna have our New Year Eve dinner in the ancient city of Jianshui, she was like, "Hey, I will drive you there and show you around, be your tour guide." It was so nice for such a sweet greeting when we got there. That was awesome. And thank you so much for taking care. In my hometown, Tianjin, setting off fireworks and firecrackers is a no-no. But here, we got a taste of a totally different Spring Festival vibe. Soon as it got dark, the sounds of fireworks and firecrackers just kept coming from the outside. It went on into 2 or 3 in the morning. Everyone was partying hard, and it was super lively. On Lunar New Year's Day, we are taking on all the New Year things in the ancient city of Jianshui. They have a parade. They got the ethnic minority dances. We made our way to the Chaoyang Tower, which is like the iconic building in Jianshui ancient city. Believe it or not, it was actually built even before the Forbidden City in Beijing. Back in the olden days, it was the east gate out of the 4 city gates in Jianshui. But nowadays, the city walls have been torn down, and all that's left is this gate tower. As you can see that there are a lot of people here. We celebrate the Spring Festival. They play the dragons and the dances, the thing. And you can see that because this is Asian town, so there's a lot of ancient buildings here. Even though now it's a little bit rainy, but it's not very cold. Oh, and this is
朝阳楼，这是清朝时期的一幢楼，比天安门的历史还要悠久。
It looks like there are gonna be 3 flowers. 3层。
1、2、3，对。
Yeah, there are gonna be 3 flowers.
这座城楼位于建绥古城的东边，东方是迎接太阳的地方，因此它取这个名有着一层的含义。 象征着这个新的一天，欣欣向荣。而且今天刚好是春节，农历新年的第一天，在这里举办活动也很有寓意。
Wow, it's gonna be really interesting. I'm so excited now, and I'm going to go upstairs and see something more. We ended up working out that tower and just looking right over this little city on the southwestern border. Everywhere you can see, there aren't any tall skyscrapers, and the view is just wide open and amazing. There are two huge bells on the tower. The old one was made way back when the tower was first built, over 700 years ago. The new one was cast in 2006. Both the old and the new bells have just quietly watched as Jianshui has changed over the years. In China, we usually ring the bell to get good luck during the Spring Festival. In the past, Jianshui used to be one big lake, but then the lake water dried up and left a whole bunch of groundwater. The people who lived here dug wells to get water. When you're just walking around the ancient city, you will see all kinds of wells, all different shapes. There are single-hole wells, and then there are double-hole, triple-hole, four-hole, and even 12-hole wells. On the well rims, you can see all the marks that the well ropes made over the years. Jianshui is really well known for its tofu. They make it using the well water here. The water is a bit alkaline and has a lot of minerals in it. So the tofu ends up with this super unique flavor. Usually, they roast it over charcoal and then you dip it in this special local sweet soy sauce and chili powder. We found a barbecue joint in the Asian city and were like, let's give it a shot.
它这种豆腐都有种那种特殊的味道哈，可能就是跟那个水有关。
咱们这个店开了多长时间了
好的24年，
？24年。
就这种烧烤啊、豆腐这种，它啥时候开始
啊？
就是烤豆腐啥时候开始有的呢？
有1500年了，1500年了，到的。
啊，那时候就这样烤是吗？
对。
I have to say that when I first took a bite of the traditional Jianshui tofu, I wasn't really into that special taste right away. But after I eat it, I will still miss how it tastes. If I go to Jianshui again, I will definitely try it as soon as I can. There are tons of rivers outside Jianshui City. Back in the day, local officials were rich merchants wanting to do something good for the regular folks, decided to build bridges. That's why there are so many old bridges still around in Jianshui. These bridges are over the place, right beside those country passes. And some of them are really nothing special to look at. The most well-known bridge in Jianshui is the Shuanglong Bridge. It is 148 meters long and has 17 bridge openings. So people also call it the 17-arch bridge. There's a pavilion and a bridge, and inside they've got some douches placed there to keep people safe when they cross the bridge. even though there are new bridges and roads built on both sides of the river now. The local people still like to come and take a stroll on this bridge when they have some free time and just sit around and shoot the bridge. What a beautiful and quaint picture. Right beside the Shuanglong Bridge is a train we rode on yesterday. Not far from there is Tuanshan Village, which used to be the ancestral home of a rich local tin mine merchant from last century. All the people living in this village have the surname Zhang. Their ancestors came to Yunnan from Jianshui during the Ming Dynasty. At first, they made a living by farming the land. It wasn't until the end of the Qing Dynasty that tin mines were found in Gejiu, Yunnan. A whole bunch of the folks living nearby decided to mine and sell tin ore, and their businesses slowly got bigger and bigger. They became really famous rich merchants in the area and even opened up commercial firms in Hong Kong and Vietnam. When the Gejiu Shiping Railway was being built, the Zhang family donated a ton of money and materials for the construction. So this part of the railway has a really strong connection with them that just can't be broken. Hello guys. Now we are arriving at the Tuanshan folk houses, and the first stop we're gonna show you this place, which his name is Jianshui, the general's residence. It was built in the 31 year of Guangxu region of the Qing Dynasty. Now we're gonna show you what it looks like inside this house.
可以看到这堵墙，它位于大门，然后和内宅之间。它的名字叫做照壁，是用于防止外人直接从外面可以看见家里的东西。
It's traditional architectural elements in China. And I think this screen wall, the material of it is wood. It's a wooden architecture. It looks so old. It makes me feel that I have passed through the past.
可以看到上面的这些房梁、房檐都是古代的雕刻出来的。这是木质的窗户，上面都是雕花。
没有3碗才有1斤，
这个是鱼、水牛、狮子，这是大象吧？都是一些吉祥的东西。大家，你们现在还在这里面住吗？
我们晚上都没住在这里啊，只有白天来看。
白天在这儿看。
看门进也可以进来，这里是游客很多，卫生间也不方便。
这个我看是将军府，原来是一个将军的吗？
是呀，
当地的。
我们老祖是蔡武的手下。
谁的手下？蔡锷。啊，就是您的祖先。
是呀，是老祖。
他这一块都是姓张的吗
？80%都姓张，这个村子的人。
你也是姓张？
是呀。
啊，
我们都姓张。
等于说现在这个整个团山民居这些古建筑都不住人了，都是拿来参观用了。
还是住。
还是住。
你像后院 我们后院还只有一家，我
哦
们像我们家不够住啊，我
哦，
们弟兄太多，你看
对，我看有的楼也比较古老了，不太适合住了哈。
还是有120年。
嗯，
30分在张家小姐绣楼举行招亲仪式。
14点30分招亲。
我家小姐如出水芙蓉，美若天仙。各位有喜之事，请来到我张府门前，我家小姐马上与各位公子见面。如何？赶紧把小姐请出来。
咱家小姐从小就在闺房一中学习琴棋书画，从来都是大马都2门不迈。如今楼下站了诸多帅气公子，咱家小姐都不敢出来啦。
哎，今天这么多公子在此，真是小姐招婿的好机会，快去把小姐请出来。
是，管家。
小姐到。小姐，还是要服务身体的公子。
不高兴啊！
小姐，还是公子们都可能很着急的，也可以抛手求爱。哎，女子不可抢，女子不可抢。吸管一下。恭喜恭喜这位公子！
谁抢到了？
有请分手少女回来。公子从何而来？
我从云南红河各旧市。
不错不错，好地方。家中有多少良田？
家中良田没有。
请问考取过什么功名？
考取过进士。
小姐，你对这位公子可还满意？
女子出嫁呀，听从父母之命，媒妁之言，管家同阿爹商量。
As we can see that now we are in the north gate of this buildings, and we're gonna show you.
为啥呢？不让给圈圈呢？为啥会整成那样呢？
This is a hoe, and the shape of this hoe is like a square. Do you know what is useful? The upside also have a hoe. Actually, this is for the people who live inside. They can take the gun from this hoe to protect their people safe.
这个楼的名字叫锁翠楼，它的含义是就是保留这个苍翠的颜色。我们主人喜欢看这种绿色的风景，就希望这种外面的房子外面的颜色一直保持的苍翠。不过在云南这边应该四季如春，这种心愿应该很容易实现。
Yeah, I agree with that. The trees around there are green. Now it's a winter, but the trees is also green and the flowers, yeah, they are in bloom. So I think it's easy to keep green here. It's really vivid. This is a bookstore.
新华书店，这个地方还有新华书店。
Yeah, because this place is a school before.
哦，就那个刚才大娘说的
Yeah.
学校。
Yeah, it's a private school. In the past, people they come here to learn the knowledge, and it's also really famous at that time. Wow, so this is, I guess, a book house. In China, there are 4 treasures of the study, namely the brush, ink stick, paper, and inkstone, that are essential tools for Chinese calligraphy and painting. There are some calligraphies on the wall. It's really beautiful. It makes me peaceful. If you want to write a calligraphy, you can try to use this and just like this. Put some ink on this brush. And like this, you can just write it on the paper. You know, in this plain old school, it just hit me all of a sudden that this village has turned out so many amazing people. When they were kids, they must have gotten that traditional Chinese style start through their education right here in this school. They stuck to the Jiang family's old teachings, and then they set off from here and really achieve something in their own careers.
哇，这个看这个，这是古代的那个门神。
门神。
对。
War God。
咱现在不是贴上去的吗？这是画上去的。
画上去的，造房子。
对。
画上去的。
对，你还有唐门门椅的。
哦。这都画的是谁呢？这俩。
那瞧不见了吧？那里是叫高茶福星。
福星。
高茶福星啊。
这就是最早建的时候画的哈。
哎，看建的时候画的。
啊。
我们老祖宗们建的，其实就在这里，我们是后的。
你们也是平时住在这儿哈？
我们平时就这里，我们老房子。
啊。
老祖宗留下的房子。
啊。那平时这个维护的话，也是你们维护吗？
哎呀，再回去了修过一次。修是顶上。
这个房顶好像是换过了哈。
房顶漏雨。2个方面板都换掉嘛，底薪就不同了。
我看这个。
上面的不同，下面没有换到上面。
挺古老了。
那在香港开铺子的请人去开给我叫香港昆明一样。我老祖宗是很有头脑，他喜欢挣的不少钱。
那现在像这个 这一代的张氏的都有多
张氏
少的？
的4代不才了，这富不过3代，现在的这几代就没有谁大人，况也没干过什么的没做过，4、5代。我这老祖就教书，我这老公公教书。
教书的。
哎，我这老官教书，现在我女儿教书，4代教书的。所以像门第就是以前有4代教书的。
像他们各舅那边的这种后代还回到这边来吗？
不回了。
不回来，就算过年也不回来。
过年都不回来了。
不
是，而且是就亲很，当时老娘总死掉了，是小的。我娘过岁了，娘了这么东西，而且没在了，谁真的不在。不在，当时小的就不拉帮了。现在挑茶都不挑了，年轻的都变老掉了。我年轻的我的挑的多，一天都也会挑2次。
多加腊肉。
我老人就是很辛苦。年轻那些吃挑茶不健康，吃米不健康，再也没有再活动，再养狗狗子都没有种。
Talking to the granny, I found out she was born in the last century. Back then, Chinese society was changing from the old ways to new. In Tuanshan, the Zhang family was already starting to fade away little by little. As the older generation Zhang family members passed away, the descendants who'd spread out all over gradually stopped coming back to this old family home. Now only the Zhang clan folks like this granny, who still live here, tell tourists about what happened all those years ago. This big banyan tree here was planted over 100 years ago, way back when the village was first founded. Now it's the tallest and most impressive tree around. In the square, there's this old granny and her friends just sitting in the sun, watching all the tourists come and go. I can't help but wonder if they are thinking about all the things that happened in the village when they were kids. The way these houses in Tuanshan have changed over time, it's like they've seen the whole course of history and all those old stories from this village, while they will eventually just fade away as time goes by. Alright, that wraps up our time in Jianshui and Shiping. Next, we're gonna keep heading south, all the way to Pu'er in Yunnan. Once we're there, we'll hop on the only cross-border high-speed rail in China and ride it all the way to Laos. We're gonna check out that country. It might not be super rich, but it's really laid back and comfortable. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Remember to like, subscribe, follow all the things, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye!